Start the foxglove stretch again with steady, certain care. This process lets the motto linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Could the old outposts return? No one knows, until our shelters turn from shallot to chemist.
I was wondering if we could write a poem together.
That sounds fun. Just to be sure, when you say poem, do you mean something with rhyme and meter? Or more like a structured text without those poetic features?
I mean more like a structured text without those explicit features.
Got it. Thanks for clarifying. Do you have a theme or idea in mind for this instructional style text?
No, I think we should just do word by word if we can.
All right, I'm in. Do you want to start with the first word, or should I?
You can.
Okay, I'll begin with begin. What's next?
The.
By.
Begin the bygone. Your word.
Measure.
Again.
With.
Sufficient.
Care.
This.
Proceed.
This procedure, your word.
Ensures continuity.
But.
Requires patience.
All right, one word at a time, please. Requires patience. Period. Next sentence.
Throughout.
Oh, okay. Requires patience throughout. Period. Next sentence. Can. C-A-N. Can. Your word.
Yield. Result.
Can yield results. Question mark. Your word. Bloop, bloop. All right, so here's our poem. Begin the bygone measure again with sufficient care. This procedure ensures continuity, but requires patience throughout. Can yield results? Dunno.
Let's break it down.
Great.
So for syllabic weight, most words are one or two syllables. Begin, bygone, measure, again, sufficient, procedure, ensures, continuity, requires, patience, throughout, results. You've got quite a few 3-syllable or more words scattered throughout, so I give that a 1. For syntactic complexity, you've got 2 main sentences, both with simple structures but some coordination, like ensures continuity but requires patience. I'd say that's a 1 as well. On emotional gradient, words like care, patience, ensures, and requires carry mild emotional weight, but nothing really strong or vivid. That's a 1 too. For formal structures, there's light repetition in phrasing, like begin the bygone measure again, but no rigid form or pattern. That's a 1. And for expressive sound patterns, there's a little alliteration in begin bygone, and maybe a soft rhythm, but not sustained. That's a 1. So altogether, your B.A.U.S. score would be 5. Would you like to dial up or down any of these components?
Can you turn the total score up to 10 and revise it and then say it back to me?
All right, let's boost it to a full 10 by enriching syllabic weight, adding more complex syntax, heightening emotional tone, strengthening formal structure, and weaving in more sound patterns. Here's the revision. Commence the forgotten sequence repeatedly with deliberate and unwavering care. This intricate procedure guarantees seamless continuity, yet demands profound patience and relentless dedication throughout. Might the ancestral outcomes materialize, uncertain but fervently anticipated? Want to go over how each part raised the B.A.U.S score, or do you want to keep building?
No. Can you go ahead and run it through an N+7 procedure?
All right, here's the N+7 version, where I've shifted each noun forward by 7 entries in the dictionary. Commence the fountain sector repeatedly with deliberate and unwavering care. This intricate procession guarantees seamless contraception, yet demands profound patronage and relentless deduction throughout. Might the anecdotal outlaws materialize, uncertain but fervently anticipated? If anything sounds off or you want a different constraint, just say so. Want to keep going from here?
Can you dial the B.A.U.S score back down to 5 with this new version?
Okay, let's strip it back to a 5 by simplifying the syntax, lightening the syllabic weight, toning down emotion, loosening formal structure, and easing the sound patterns. Here's a cleaner, simpler version of that N+7 text. Start the fountain part again with steady care. This process keeps things going, but asks for patience all the way through. Could the old results appear? Hard to say. That brings it back closer to the feel of the original 5-score text. Do you want to adjust anything else? Maybe change the mood or the flow?
Could you turn up the expressive sound patterns?
Let's keep the structure simple, but weave in stronger sound patterns, like alliteration, assonance, and a bit of rhythm. Here's a version that lifts that element. Start the fountain flow again with firm, focused care. This process keeps currents coursing, but calls for constant, calm patience throughout. Could the old outcomes come clear? Hard to say. That bumps the expressive sound patterns up while keeping the overall B.A.U.S score around 6. How's that sounding to you?
Good, although I'd like less alliteration, more assonance.
I see. Less of that obvious repetition at the start of words. More of a subtle harmony in the sounds, right?
Yeah.
Here's a smoother, more blended version. Start the fountain stream again with steady, certain care. This process lets the motion linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Could the old outcomes return? No one knows. Does that better match the kind of affinity you had in mind?
Yeah, I feel like we need one more. We could create one more word-by-word line to add to the end of this. I don't like the way it ends. So can we go ahead and try and generate a little more text in this same spirit, word by word?
Absolutely. I'll start us off. Until.
Hour.
Shapes.
Turn.
Form.
Until our shapes turn from your word.
Shadow.
To. Period. End of poem. Can you read the whole thing?
Beautiful. Let me read it back to you. Start the fountain stream again with steady, certain care. This process lets the motion linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Could the old outcomes return? No one knows, until our shapes turn from shadow to cheer. Would you like me to give this final version a B.S. score?
No, but can you give it, can you run it through the N+7 operation?
Here's the N+7 version of your final text. Start the foxglove stretch again with steady, certain care. This process lets the mothership linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Could the old outposts return? No one knows, until our shelters turn from shallot to cheese. Let me know if you want to try a different constraint or refine this further.
Can the last word, cheese, can you go 7 up in the dictionary for that one?
Good catch. Let's push cheese forward by 7 nouns. That lands us at chemist. So the final line reads, until our shelters turn from shallot to chemist. Does that fit the vibe you're after, or shall we explore another path?
No, that's good. Can you read the final N+7 total version?
Of course. Here's the full N+7 version, clean and complete. Start the foxglove stretch again with steady, certain care. This process lets the mothership linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Could the old outposts return? No one knows, until our shelters turn from shallot to chemist. Let me know where you'd like to take it next.
Okay, can you do an n plus 10 on mothership?
All right, if we move mothership 10 nouns forward in the dictionary, we land at motorcycle. So that line now reads, this process lets the motorcycle linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Want to adjust anything else or keep building?
Go 10 more nouns up from motorcycle.
Got it? Starting from motorcycle, let's move up 10 more nouns. That brings us to motto. So now it reads, this process lets the motto linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Would you like to keep stepping forward from motto or shift focus to another word?
I like that. Can you now read the whole thing again and then we'll be done?
Absolutely. Here's the full N plus modified version as it stands now. Start the foxglove stretch again with steady, certain care. This process lets the motto linger, but asks for quiet patience all along. Could the old outposts return? No one knows, until our shelters turn from shallot to chemist. That has a lovely, strange cohesion to it. I'm glad we built it together.
Me too. Thank you.